Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. We welcome you to a brand new episode this week of a popular weekly talk show. Your host is Asphandiar Wadiwalla, and your co host today is Kavita Metha. And we have got a very dynamic, talented young lady guest, Snehali Patel.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
Go ahead.
Again, we warmly welcome to our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, hosted by Wadiwalla, and I am your co-host, Kavita Metha. Miss Snehali Patel, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, Kavita.
Thank you. I would like you to inform our viewers about your long-time involvement as working with the world's giant data knowledge establishment, which we all use on a daily basis, Google.
Yes, so Google for me was my dream company. I have been aiming to go for it, and as quoted by a couple of movie stars, that if you really want something and you go for it, puri kainat lag jati hai. So I think I'm a live example of that.
No, we all use Google is so handy
Yes.
that you won't believe that I refer Google 2-3 times a day.
Wow.
A person like me,
I know.
and I don't look for any other data or app. Google
Yes.
immediately. Google say whatever, and it goes best of knowledge.
Totally.
And you got to be a part of it. Are you all part of it, or you got to be?
I am a part of it, and
So you
it was a pretty long journey for me. I had done a couple of certifications, and something, it's like, what you deserve, and that's what you desire. So I had to deserve that
First
job.
deserve
For
that.
that, I had to
Definitely.
struggle and give a couple of
Definitely.
certifications and everything. And yes, thank God, my stars, my energy, and my dedication, and I would say my craziness added to it.
That is no doubt that everybody knows about it. Acha, Snehali, we will be continuing our question what Kavita asked you about Google only. So, what do you mean by a Googler? Number one, it's in two parts it is. And you have mentioned that the founders were Larry Page and Sergey Brin.
Such a brand, yes.
They started their ambitious Google app from a garage.
That's right.
So just you must be knowing more history about them. So our viewers will be really interested to know. And now it's one of the leading
Companies,
apps
yes.
and the companies in the world.
Yeah.
So give us some brief about it.
So the employees who work in Google, they are called as Googlers. And when you are newly joined in Google, you're called as Noogler. So right
Wow.
now, I was a Noogler for a couple of months, and now I've officially become a Googler. And everyone, dreams of visiting the 7 wonders of the world. Like that's everyone's dream.
Definitely.
7 wonders देखेंगे.
Definitely.
But my passion was to visit the Google offices around the world. And not as a visitor, but now I will be proudly saying that I'll be visiting them as a Googler, as an employee of Google.
But their head office is in California.
California, yeah, Mountain View.
So have you been there or no? You plan to go there?
So far, I've not got the opportunity to go, but definitely when there'll be a couple of conferences or TED Talks, that is something that I want to visit and face to face have an interaction with my idol, Sundar Pichai. Yes, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. And as you know, that the Google is in like 60 countries, around 176 cities around the world.
Wow.
So
60
I think
countries they have reached.
I have a lot in my bucket list to travel.
Definitely,
in a couple of
definitely.
years. Yeah,
So, what is your role there? Sorry.
I'm a cloud architect there.
Oh, wow.
Acha, but tell us some before pandemic, Google even opened the showrooms. They were selling
Yes,
the products and all,
Yes.
merchandise and all.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, that was shut down.
That was shut down, and now it's all online because physically having the merchandise store right now in US, it's only in 2 locations. So they made everything online because everything was going, because of pandemic, it was difficult
Because
to,
they were doing very well,
Yeah.
and they were rather a threat in some products to Apple also.
That's true. They have YouTube, Android, everything, all cloud, Google merchandise, Android. They have many merchandises ranging from a newborn to a 90-year-old person.
90
they have-
years old,
Yes,
yeah.
they have a versatile
Did
merchandise.
they end up opening their hub in Ontario as it was supposed
Yes,
to?
they
Yeah,
do
they
have
had a showroom here also.
No, they
No?
don't have a showroom right
now
now.
no more, yeah.
London or Waterloo?
It's in Waterloo as well as in Toronto. So in Canada, Google Canada has 1,500 employees.
Oh, wow.
And we have locations in Waterloo where I'm based. That's my home location. And even Toronto offices there.
Lovely. Awesome. Truly a good info about Google.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is like an extra today.
Go ahead,
We have an
Kavita.
accomplished lady who is giving us knowledge for Google. Okay, Snehali, I got to read your interesting bio, which is amazing. I got to see you were born in a Gujarati family
That's
in
right.
a place known as Kaladnagri in Baroda, Gujarat. Tell us about your town, your early life over there. And I think it has changed its name. I don't know how to say it correctly.
Actually, I was born in city of Kalanagri, that's Baroda, which right now it's called as Vadodara. It's a very
Vadodara.
confusing name, but yes, it's called as Baroda.
It's a very boring name. Baroda was a
But
very,
people are not boring. So yeah, and ever since I was like 6 months old, my parents are in Middle East, in Kuwait. So I've done my entire schooling, my entire childhood, everything was in Kuwait. And I was one of the witness of the Kuwait invasion that happened in 1990.
You were there
Wow.
during
Yes, I was in
when Iraq
7th grade.
invaded Kuwait.
Yes, Iraq invaded. So I was there for 21 days in the war zone. We were as refugees and we were migrated to India. And things all worked out well. I finished my engineering in Pune University and then married to a Punjabi and settled in Canada now. And I have lovely two kids. And yeah.
You
So that's my
started
journey.
everything very early, at an early age.
Yes.
She's still working on it and she's a young woman. So, question, I don't know if we would have the answer. There was a bank called Bank of Baroda too. So did that change the name?
Bank of Baroda, no, it remains because
I
that's
think it
the
retains the
goodwill.
same.
So that name has
The big
remained. The
name is
city
there.
name has changed to Vadodara.
But
And the airport and everywhere, Vadodara has become the.
but Bank of Baroda was within India, like it was not
Yeah,
only
yeah.
in,
It
so
was-
it's still Baroda.
Yes, it is Baroda.
That's not fair. That's confusing.
I know.
Snehali, again, tell our viewers your early life in Baroda. You stayed in for how long? And then you did your education. At what age you reached Kuwait? And do you speak Arabic also?
Oh yes, and I have
wow.
Arabic. كيف عليك? My Arabic viewers. Yes, I was.
So you are a Habibiti.
I'm Habibti. Yes, you're my Sadiqti. Sadiqti means friends in Arabic. So yeah, I was born in Baroda, but ever since I was like 6 months old, my parents took me there. My parents were in Kuwait, so apparently I would say I've never lived in India. It's always my entire schooling. I'm passed out from Indian school Kuwait. That's one of the
Schools for
major
the
schools in Kuwait. yeah.
overseas
Yes.
Kuwait Indians.
So I've always lived there, and I met my husband there. He was in Kuwait, so we got married, and then we migrated to Canada. So India, I just went for 4 years of my engineering. I was in India. I did my engineering from Pune University, and that's about my stay in India, just 4 years.
4 years. A very short period you have stayed in India.
Yes, but the India has not gone out of me. Though I was not in India, I'm totally covered from head to toe
That
in
is
India.
definitely-
I think that's
That
most
is-
of us second generation.
That is in your blood. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
whenever
too.
we are away from our land of origin, we
Definitely.
feel more.
We feel more connected.
And we
actually.
are we show our nationalism to our motherland.
Totally. Japan jao, Gujarati jawana.
Definitely, yeah.
And I love your Gujarati, the way you speak Gujarati. You speak like a lady of Baroda only.
Yes. And
Vadodara.
adding to that point, I speak 7 languages. I'm
Wow,
multilingual.
Nice.
Go ahead and inform our viewers how many languages you speak fluently, plus how many you can write as well.
Right, I would say I write English and Hindi only. But speaking, I can speak Marathi, Hindi, Punjabi, Gujarati, Arabic, and English definitely.
Definitely
and
by now.
I'm in the process of learning French from my daughter, who's
Definitely.
learning in school. So
That is
I'm
our
trying to
our
get-
second national language.
Definitely, yeah. As
So
a
we
Canadian, I
should
would be-
all should know some French
Definitely.
for our own good because we are proud Canadians.
Totally, yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Totally.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to continue with what you're saying, Snehali. I see you got married to a computer engineer who is a Punjabi. which is not common, and that too a decade ago.
And that also for a Guju girl.
And
That time.
That time.
I'm talking about
Very-
your era. That time it was very, very Gujus never used to give their girls outside the community.
Patel gets married.
Yeah,
even
Patel
though
and
out
Patel
of it.
gets married means get one from one dry cleaning to two dry cleaning used to be. That's a general trade of Patels in UK.
Definitely, yeah, that's the way it is. But
So how did you adjust going into? I mean, I got to know already half of the answer. You speak you're multilingual, but how did you adjust from a Gujarati language speaking atmosphere to a Punjabi, and was it hard, like, to leave your mother tongue behind?
frankly, it was not hard for me because I was born and brought up in Kuwait. So in Kuwait, we were living in a very diversified environment. We had Pakistanis, people from Egypt, people from India, people from South India. So we had so many multicultural people around me that me being Gujarati was just in my house. Outside my house, I was, I could speak anything to anyone. So I had different languages. So for me, adjusting in a Punjabi family was not that difficult. Reason that I had so many Punjabi friends and multiculturalism was what I was being brought up with. So diversified.
Because you went at the age of six, tender age of
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought 6 years. So 6 months, so practically you learned how to speak and how to, mix around when you open up your eyes with the multicultural.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, when you marry to a Punjabi, it hardly matters because language of love is what is spoken. So that
Definitely.
connects everything.
And then Hindi is there.
Hindi is definitely a common language.
Indian is there,
English.
plus he's educated also.
Yes.
So it makes a great difference.
Definitely.
Now those days are over that only where the caste and creed were looked, but now people have to look for everything.
Totally. I totally agree with you on that.
Kavita, we will be taking a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Welcome back, viewers of Voice of Canada, in our brand new episode of this week with our dynamic guest, Snehali Patel.
Thank
Your host is Asphandiar Wadiwalla and your co-host is Kavita Metha. We welcome our guests, our viewers after our short break. Snehali, inform our viewers that you belong to a Guju family.
That's right.
And you're a charming Guju guest. And you have given a very, very loudly given strong slogans like, I'm not afraid of storms and I'm learning to sail my own ship. That means you are still a pilot of an aircraft,
Yes.
not become a full four-stripe captain.
No way. I'm still in the process.
So explain your quote to us.
Tell us what exactly you meant by a quote.
Yes.
Explain in Urdu, Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi. Because that has got a very strong meaning to it.
Definitely. Like as we say in Gujarati, Jagya Tyarthi Savare. Means
Wow.
whenever you wake up, that's your day. So for me, इस दुनिया में कुछ भी असंभव नहीं है. और मैं वो हर चीज करना चाहती हूँ जो मैं सोच सकती हूँ.
Definitely.
And हम वो सब सोच सकते हैं जो आज तक हमने सोचा नहीं है. And joining Google was something that I had never even thought in my dreams. But it was my husband Rohit who had confidence in my confidence.
Wow.
So because of that confidence that I have to prove, his confidence in me, I did give. So it was definitely a journey of like 2.5 years. And of 2.5 years, and on top I had 22 rounds of interviews.
Yeah.
So it was
Awesome.
definitely a very sturdy. So that storm was such that I gave up a couple of times, but definitely I came back again. Each time I used to, as Dhirubhai Ambani says, if you dare to dream, you have a whole new world to achieve, to
Definitely.
win. So for me, I had dreamt that I want to get into Google. I want to achieve something in life. So dreaming that was like half the battle won. And
Definitely.
आगे जाके वो dream को पूरा करना, that was the second half of the battle. Definitely it was a more challenging one. But yes, thank my stars and Rohit's confidence that I managed to conquer the battle.
And that's why we say, we Canadians, that sky is the limit.
Totally.
It is.
That is also one of our very, very common proverb we use in our life, day-to-day life. And that is very, very true over here. Here, anybody can dream of anything with hard work,
Oh yes.
with pure hard work. And that works everywhere.
Yes.
Snehali, tell our viewers, because I recall I used to study a lot about the Middle Eastern countries prior to invasion of Kuwait by Iraq.
Yes.
The per capita income of Kuwaitis was the highest in the world.
Yes. Even the Kuwaiti dinar, the currency
Yeah.
rate was the
So
highest in the
after
world.
the invasion, It all made it upside down.
Totally, yes. I am the.
So, what
That
was the
example.
purpose of Iraq to occupy Kuwait? It was a political move, or it was they came for the oil, or they
Oil.
came for the oil.
It was the oil wells that attracted them, and it is definitely the soil was so rich, and currency was also very high. So Kuwait was one of the in square kilometers. It's a very small country, but it was equivalent to the couple of other Arabian Gulf countries. It was par with it.
Because I recall once or twice while going to London, I'd taken a flight from Karachi to Kuwait Airways, and it stopped in Kuwait, and then it continued after 2 hours to London. And I recall how especially the Kuwaiti youths, they used to enter the planes totally covered up.
Yes.
We couldn't even see the face or anything, or hands or nose. But in 2 hours' time, once the aircraft left the boundaries of Kuwait, I couldn't believe where this new guests have come. They were all in Western dresses,
yes,
makeup, and talking like anything.
I don't think you need to be in Kuwait for that. I've done that. I've never lived in Kuwait. I would get out one way from the house, and it would be a different look.
And then I knew in London also where to find them. They had a very, very central London. They used to stay at one prominent hotel only.
Okay.
So how its life is different, and how they manage with the oil money is entirely a different world.
Kuwait is definitely a country where, as we say in Hindi, or in Gujarati, as we say, paisa bolta hai wahan pe. So wahan pe money, you have money, you can get anything and everything done with money. That's like there. People raisi chalakti hai, as we say. Even in the malls you go on the streets, in the car, anywhere you go, city, definitely it is a place where you feel the royalness, which definitely now you can see in Dubai. But
Dubai has taken over.
Dubai has taken over because it has become a concrete jungle.
Even
now, I think.
Dubai took over Singapore as well.
Yes, because of their real estate.
As a free port and real estate and this and that, and they turn into a desert, into a heaven.
Heaven, or I would say a concrete jungle.
Believe me, I still, whenever I go to Dubai, I enjoy my trip fully. But on the day of leaving, I feel very, very sad.
Yes.
I'm again going to a very, very realistic country where I will be charged tax at every step. I'll have to work very hard. But in Dubai, the lifestyle is entirely different.
But you're coming back to you're proud.
Definitely. I am a very proud Canadian. I'm just expressing you my views and opinions.
Definitely.
Otherwise, if you see generally, the life in Dubai is also not that easy.
Oh, yeah.
People who are staying, working and slogging over there, they know, they say, no, you all come for a vacation. You all come to meet the relatives. You bring your dollars, you spend the money in Dubai. You visit the top tourist places.
Right.
But if you stay here, there are problems in Dubai too.
Definitely, that Middle East countries, entire Arabian Peninsula, it's more Oriental culture, and they're very rooted to their traditions and the culture. So I think that if we love, like as being Indians who are deep rooted, I think for us, living in a country or seeing people connected to their roots is something that you really love. I think the Oriental culture has really kept every country in the Arabian Peninsula connected.
Yeah.
And in Dubai, still the immigrants ratio is about 70%.
Yes.
And the maximum, Dubai is ruled and governed by the Britishers. In all top positions, you will be seeing it's all Britishers still. And other jobs from health workers and other things and maids and all, which is laborers.
Top cream is still
with UK.
Yes, definitely.
So other countries, they just share the other jobs like Pakistan, India, Philippines, Bangladesh.
Yes. It is in the centrally located place, like the entire Arabian Gulf is such centrally located that it has the European influence as well as the Asian influence as well as African influence. So it's like a central part of the entire connecting all the three.
It has a pull and a life.
Definitely.
In Dubai.
Yes.
Whenever, especially during evening and night time, Dubai rocks.
Definitely. It's a
in the whole of Middle East,
I
would say Dubai rocks.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
So, we're taking a part of your last answer. You know, I love, first of all, I want to say I love the way you put Rohit, your husband, and your stars. You're giving them credit to that. That speaks a lot about character. I love that. So now I'm going to bring my question. I know that you are happily married for the last 18 years, fully satisfied with your blissful life. What exactly did you mean when you say art of balance between buying groceries to Gucci? Seems your favorite brand.
Yeah, so 18 years of my marital bliss has really taught me a beautiful balancing art from groceries to Gucci. So I would specify mainly on groceries to Gucci.
So now after marriage, you started doing the groceries, or used to do from your young age?
After marriage.
After marriage, your parents never allowed you to go, send you to buy groceries.
Kuwait was a very small country, so it was not much of a difficult as we see here.
Right.
But the balancing act, I mean the seamless transition of like I'm washing the dishes in the kitchen, and the next after 1 hour I'm walking the ramp.
That means you started your practical life after coming to Canada, migrating to Canada.
Yes, you can even say that.
Or you even had some experience in India where you were there in Pune.
In Pune, definitely that was my university days. So
and you were surviving on your own over there, like cooking and managing everything?
I was in a hostel.
In a hostel?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not cooking or doing anything. Okay.
So, the balancing act, my main focus is that there are so many women out there who just thinks they're like sitting and buying groceries and cooking in the kitchen and even washing dishes, and they see on the television that that lady is walking on the ramp. I wish मैं भी वो कर सकती हूँ. उतना करी हो तो कितना सरस रहे. But even I had that same feeling. I wish I could do it, but that thought that I wish I made that into reality. So that balancing the kitchen as well as after 1 hour I'll be dressed up, all makeup up and walking on the ramp, and the next hour I'll be doing groceries and doing the homework with my kids. So so my main act was I want to make sure that everyone who is there, if they wish for something, like dare to dream. If you can dream it, I think half the battle is won there. And achieving the dream, second part of that is a different story. So you should just wake up and push yourself, that little push. Maybe it could be from your husband or from your kids or your friends or your families. That push, anyone gives you, take that and just go ahead with it. So that is my answer to what I say from balancing act between.
But let me add to for our viewers that the people who stays in Western countries and in Middle East, for them branded goods are not that much more. They see branded goods from their childhood or wherever they are.
Yes.
It is for the third world countries, people die for branded goods. Am I right? But still, and now the things have changed over there too. All branded stores have opened over there, though they are a bit costly, but brands are available. Yes. Now it's no more scarcity of branded things, and people don't. If you have got money, you can go for branded products.
Yes.
Snehali, from your bio, I see that you have put your foot down after doing all your education and Googling and getting married, and you put your foot in pageant industry.
Yes,
so which was your first pageant and where? Was it in Canada or you did in India?
Actually, this was an international pageant. It was during the peak COVID pandemic time.
That means you were in Canada.
I was in Canada.
Yes. Pandemic though.
Yes. So it was a quarantine queen. So it was a Mrs. India Universe quarantine queen, and the organizers Tushar Taliwal and Archana Thomer, they were the organizers for it. So it was an entire 10-day pageant where every day we had sessions and we were given tasks to complete. It could be either we had to record a video or speeches or everything. So based on all the tasks that they were giving us every day, they would be definitely judging us. And then finale, we had a question answer round and everything. So it was an entire 10-day journey, and
but it was a visual thing.
It was a visual. It was over Zoom. Yes.
Because I recall during pandemic, prior to pandemic, I got the franchise for 2021 for Mrs. Universe.
Okay.
Canada, and in 1920, in the middle of pandemic, they announced that we will be doing visual pageant.
Virtual pageant.
Pageant. So I said, no, I am not interested. I'm a person who would like to see my finalists, a candidate on the stage.
That's right.
Performing in a real form, because during pandemic, we all got so used to working on the Zoom meetings, especially. The Zoom came to light, and I came to know about Zoom during pandemic.
Okay.
So it was not. It was just you can say कि चलो काम चलाना है,
Chalana, that's true.
you know,
But
because we couldn't
Iska,
meet.
there is a pageant coming up. So it was definitely virtual pageant. So Miss India Universe has now had a physical pageant happened early this year. But unfortunately, there were travel restrictions from my work, so I could not be traveling. So we have it this October. It's again in India.
So it's the same pageant which
yes,
which
so
is
it's
happening.
a physical pageant happening.
Physically happening. That is good because the organizers.
Continuation of what you did, or is it this year's pageant?
It's this year's pageant, but since I was a special title winner,
So now in a personal capacity.
yes.
So where it is going to happen? Location will be
right now the location is still in negotiations, but most probably it would be somewhere in India.
in India. Very good. It's a very exotic place
Yes.
to go into India because India is still very, very interested
Beautiful.
in pageant industry and they are doing it very well.
Yes.
Okay, you won't believe I was shocked that this year at Mrs. Universe there was a highest participation from India.
Wow.
26 finalists.
Wow, 26.
26 finalists, which was like a crazy thing. No other countries in the world had the guts to send 26 finalists.
That's right.
So means that whatever the total volume was of that pageant, 24 to 25% was occupied by India only. Indian ladies. So that shows that Indian ladies are very much into pageant. Then I had the opportunity of also doing 2 international pageants, and I had my Indian delegates, especially for Commonwealth countries.
Beautiful.
And I have got 3 winners from Pune and 1 in Delhi.
Wow. That's nice.
And
really,
they all
it's a
won.
pride.
Yeah, it's a pride, and they all did very well because our location was in London. Commonwealth headquarters is in London. So I'm in contact with them, but I recall those days in London with them, how intellectual, how eager, how desirous they are. And they really, really do very well. In 14 and 16, I recall Mrs. South East Asia was taken by a lady from Pune.
Wow.
Pune. And we had the honor a few weeks ago to take an interview of our winner, Sonia S.
Okay.
Now she's currently in Hyderabad, no more in Pune. So it was really, really, the old memories were when I saw her on the screen. Same way, same, same smile. And up till now, I recall that she was our tallest finalist.
Wow, really?
6'2".
Wow.
6'2".
She has to be on the ram then.
She walked very well, but
without heels.
she portrayed herself so well with all the height and everything. Okay, believe me, people used to get attracted seeing her height.
Wow.
And definitely she wore a small heels to gain. So she was really 6'4", taller on the stage. And still whenever I see her group pictures, she's the tallest.
Wow. And in spite of having small heels, that's
small heels, and she tries to wear a very small heel, and we all used to tell her, okay, I admire your heel, but she used to always laugh and say, sir, there are difficulties also for tall girls.
Yeah, everything comes with plus and minuses.
General wardrobe is very hard.
Wardrobe, then even she told me a very, very peculiar thing, that if a girl is very tall, it is hard to even get a husband.
That's true.
In India. They are. But she said I was lucky, I was educated, so I got a good husband, though he was much shorter than me. So that was a joke, and I still remember her talk.
That's sweet.
Everything about her experience and all, and I made it a point to bring her to our show of Voice of Canada, and it was really applauded by the world audience.
Wow.
Kavita, we will be taking a short break, and we'll be back with you soon. Welcome back, viewers of Voice of Canada.
Question today. So again, I'm going to ask you, maybe we missed it, or apologies if you have answered. What was your first pageant in Canada, the Canadian pageant? What was it? And what are your plans for 22, 23? Are you still involved in pageantry?
Yes, I am involved in pageantry. Right now, I do have my prep going on. So this fall, there is a pageant going on in India that will be by Miss India Universe again. So I will be taking over that. And in Canada, I've not done any major pageants, but I've just done small Star Glam entertainment pageants. And when
You
I
did
was
a Karwa Chauth, the
yes,
popular Karwa
Karwa
Chauth.
Chauth, yeah, Bharvina.
Were you fasting on that day?
But yes, I won that pageant.
But that is more
Do
of
you really want to answer that question on the show?
No, but it was a fusion, because it's a very, very occasion, what you call festive occasion. It has got some meaning, but she has turned into an entertainment plus enjoyment for the ladies, talented ladies. And that is very, very good.
You don't understand. That day, I remember in my mom's time, was so dreadful passing the day. Now, if you're involved in that show or you're going to that show, the day just goes.
Easy, yes.
You don't even know. It's sunset.
Yeah. And other title, I would say that I was Garba Queen, Baroda Garba Queen in my back days when I was in Baroda in Pune. So yes, I just won those titles, but mainly I was a very career oriented. So I was focused on finishing my engineering, and hopping into my careers like.
So what do you mean by engineering? What you do specifically in engineering? You are specialized.
I'm a computer engineer.
Computer engineer.
Yes. And
I'm coming to that question.
Okay.
I would continue to your answer that inform our viewers as we are already talking about it. Okay, what do you mean by cloud architect? Explain in little detail in a simple form for a common viewers to understand.
Viewers, yes. So as anyone who travels, what they do, Google Maps, that's the very first thing you do. You enter the Google Map, the map calculates the distance when you're going to reach, how many gas stations are in between, and if there is a traffic, it gives you a detour. So all that you just enter, and within milliseconds you get your results on your screen. That magic, how does that magic happen? So it's me and people like us in my team who do the magic in the back end. So that's a very simple.
Entering data. There's a new gas station.
It's a like weather data. If there's a weather, traffic data, and it's a huge big data pool of petabytes of data there on the cloud. And we, as architect, make sure that we establish an entire path of how the data is going to be transformed, has been curated, has been queried, has been picked up, and you can get the precise, very minute answer. So we look at like tons of data, but we give what the user has requested. We just give that particular
with one word you get the full description.
Word, So you type any question, like for example, Alexa or Hey Google or any of these tools that we have nowadays. So all these, the magic that happens behind is what the cloud architect do, and that's a part of
that
my
you all
team.
feed.
Yes,
and that must how many cloud architects around the world?
There
approximately.
There are many.
Thousands?
Yes, more than that. Yeah. So I was a data scientist earlier. So with data scientists, that gives you the more control or the more hang of how the data works. And as a cloud architect, I think it was a cherry on the topping that I get to pass on how the entire data flow happens. So from the start to the end, till we satisfy the user's request in milliseconds, not even in seconds. It's always in milliseconds. So that's our SLA is like in milliseconds. So that entire cloud architecture and everything is now data. Like anywhere you go, hospital, medical industry, finance, insurance, real estate, in any industry you go, data is must. And that's what we handle in Google. So people like me, we are the people doing the magic in the back end and making everyone's life easier.
And Google is rather, I would use the word magical.
Magical.
For us. With this new generation, we had never thought we will be having the information on our
fingertips, right.
And Google has proved to it that they are so worthy.
Yes.
And definitely. Reliable.
Yes.
For even small things and even for spellings, we refer to Google.
Yeah, even if you want to check if your internet is working, the first thing people do is google.com. Like that is something you do very first.
You go to that app only.
That app only.
Your internet is working, so they immediately, even Apple tells you, why don't you start with the Google page?
Yes.
So Google is a part and parcel of our life.
Definitely. It's a part of everyone's life today. And for me, I have become a part of Google. So that's the only difference between me and the cloud.
Okay, Snehali. I would say, I'm going to tell our viewers that Bhagwanji has blessed you with 2 kids. How old are they? Is it 1 boy, 1 girl? Tell us about your immediate family here and your family life.
Yes, so
as we've already spoken about my professional, I'm a cloud architect by profession, but along with that, I'm a mother of two by choice. And I have two kids. My son is 14 and my daughter is 10.
Wow.
And I'm highly dedicated to my family, and I do have a tattoo of my kids also in my hand.
Oh, wow.
It's a mom with two kids in their laps. It's a small tattoo, and this tattoo is for me, and I only see it. It's not seen by many people, so it is just over here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera.
See, that shows that you are a devotional mom.
Yes. And yes, and my immediate family is in United States, my side, and my husband's side family is in Toronto here. So I think back in India we have very less ties, but our entire family is in US and Canada.
Wow, that's nice.
Snehali, as you know, that the times are fast changing, and the technology is changing every day.
Yes.
So how do you cope up and keep up with it, with the new technology, and what are the changes coming? And because being a Googler, you have to be one step ahead of
One
others.
step ahead into certifications. And yeah, so for me, I always believe that if you're not learning, you're not growing. So for me, I learn from anything and everything around me, and I make sure that I learn, I gain, I learn from every. I'm a very team member. So if I like something about you, Kavita, I would just pick that up and I would learn from everyone and add it to the baggage of my experience and use it in my future to my advantages or to my benefits or wherever I can use it. So for me, learning is a must, and for me to grow. So I'm a very inquisitive learner, and that is something that I cannot stop. Like many of my friends say कि
That's very good.
अभी तक you're studying, अभी तक तुम क्यों पढ़ रही हो? Like हिम्मत कैसे होती है पढ़ने की? But if I'm not learning, I feel that I'm lagging. Like I have gone years back. Yeah. So for me to keep up position in growing pace, I have to read, I have to learn, I have to pass certifications. So currently, just recently, I passed my ACE certification. ACE is an Associated Data Certified, Google Certified Professional Engineer, and a Google Certified Data Scientist. So I've given, and now in this fall, I have a Google Certified Cloud Architect exam coming up. So I'm
keep yourself updated.
Yes, I do have to.
You have to update yourself.
Yes.
Definitely, being in IT and technology, so your process of learning is continuous.
Continuous, yes.
These days, it's in every field.
Many fields, yeah. We have to keep ourselves updated.
Because things are moving so
and
fast.
keep on doing the refreshers courses.
Yeah.
And definitely, if I meet you and I see that, okay, something, it doesn't have to be always courses and trainings and studies or work related.
Experiences.
Experience, like I've learned from use of your experiences. So I would definitely
And
learn.
always we talk and we have the mutual consultations.
Definitely.
And that is a really helpful these days.
And like people like us who are just still we are in the mid-year of our life, we still have so much to see. So based on your experience, I would learn.
Why not absorb good things? That's what I always tell everybody. Always absorb good things and discard the things which are not connected to us or not needed.
Not needed.
It's very, very simple.
Say that always, you do.
Yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
heard that too.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I said.
Snehali, just inform a little bit more about your pageant which you are doing in person.
Yes.
Okay, what preparations are you undertaking? Because it's an international platform, and I know you are very, very articulate. I'm again using the word articulate. And you do things exactly with perfection.
Yes.
So tell us about your preparations for this fall's attendance in person.
So for me, my confidence, my knowledge is something that gives me confidence. So I read a lot. So I read on the news. I am like 680 News is something that I watch all day. I hear all day when I'm driving. So I want to be aware of what's happening around me. That's something I'm already doing, and I've been doing it since last, I think, COVID times. I've got this interest. So CP24 is something that I always watch.
Definitely, that's my morning early tea time. I watch my CP24.
Even though I'm in Canada, I read Times of India. I see Indian news channels, and so I'm much aware of what's happening around the world, news, gossips, everything. So that's something that I'm preparing myself, reading quotes and reading videos from very experienced people like Sushmita Sen and Priyanka Chopra, or even Meghan Markle.
Beautiful.
So I follow all of them. Sundar Pichai is one of them. Let's not forget him. I have like almost seen all his TED Talks, and so hearing all those people just gives me personal confidence.
Definitely.
So that's my homework, and that's on one side. That's my knowledge side. But fashion-wise, I have a team who's working on my clothing and trying to make sure that I don't sit in my comfort zone. I tried something new and vibrant and go out of my box, which definitely we all are always in a comfort zone. So we need to make sure that we go out. So I have my dress designer who works with me. So I have my choreographer, and there's lots of there's entire team behind me, and definitely some expertise like you. I've been always speaking to you on answering questions. How do I answer questions, or how do I have to address things and interviews and all that? So I
always answer you to the best of my knowledge.
Yes, definitely, and I'm always.
And I remember you referred to me where you have given me phone calls asking me questions about the pageant.
Yes. So yeah, definitely speaking to a learned person like you, I'll definitely want to.
Yeah, I still learn. I'm still learning.
Don't worry,
Believe me. now though I feel in the recent year, 2-3 years, the finalists which I groom, they groom me.
You learn.
You know, I learn.
It's together. We all hand in hand learn.
Yes, they are so over empowered that what I can do empowerment. Believe me, last year was the worst experience to me.
Because of the pandemic?
Pandemic and how the girl took a U-turn.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. But well, it is whatever happens for a reason.
No,
so
it's
maybe
good.
there is something.
As always, I believe if bad apples they go, it's good riddance to them.
Definitely.
Never cry or never repent about them.
Totally.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Snehali, during 2018, you got an opportunity of addressing an engineer in big data.
Yes.
Which is the next frontier for innovation at a STAR conference.
Yes.
So give us details of what you addressed there. Where was it held, here or Canada?
Yes, it was in Canada. So this is a STAR conferencing, and it is a big data conference that happens all around the world. It happens in Paris, New York, and in 2018, it was based in Toronto. So I was invited to be a guest speaker in that conference, and that was like one of my, I think it was a feather on my cap that I got this, and it really made me address so many intellectual people. Addressing my speech or my lecture was not that difficult, as I was scared for the question and answer session. But thanks to my homework and thanks to my studies, that I could manage to answer the questions of all the technically qualified people around me. So my topic was how to transform the unruly data into competitive advantages. Because nowadays data is everywhere. How can you extract the juice out of it and give the bird's eye view of what you want? Because definitely the managers or the higher position people, they don't have time to look at everything.
Snehali, our lights are on and is about to go red.
Okay.
You can see. So my question to you, last question is, you're really fond of traveling by road. Yes. So in a very few words, just tell us how you enjoy traveling so much, and especially in hot summer and cold winters of Canada. So be very short and precise.
Yes. So it's my family. We are a very outdoor person. We love camping. We love road trips. So just last week we were on a road trip of 5,000 kilometers all over Atlantic Canada.
Wow.
So we do RVing a lot and by road also. So I think it's my family, my kids and my husband, we all are outdoors. So we all have a common. And,
North Americans are used to traveling by road.
Yes.
That is part of one of our culture.
Definitely. And it is, a family who travels together, kind of stays together. And traveling is a way of learning things. You'll get to know different culture, different place, what's
and our
happening.
Country is so beautiful that whichever part you go, it's worth seeing.
Totally.
So how far did you go? What did you touch the last?
We've done the entire Cape Breton, and we brought our car in a ferry and came to Maine, Portland, Maine, Pearl Harbor in US.
Wow.
So it was quite a bit of a journey for us. It was a 10-day journey. And this is just one of them.
Snehali, sorry for interruption, but I think we'll have to end our today's interview with you. I had few questions left to ask, but God willing, whenever opportunity arises, we will invite you again to make you as a Snehali Patel part 2. So by that we'll be soon signing off. We would request our viewers to keep watching our regular weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, every Saturday at 8 p.m. on exclusively produced by Awaz TV Entertainment Mississauga. And our title is Voice of Canada, which is being hosted by our own very own host Asphandiar Wadiwalla and our very charming Kavita Metha.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll be signing off. We thank you
Thank
for coming all the way to our studios and recording your interview. And soon we will be editing the same and telecasting your interview for the viewers of Voice of Canada, not only in Canada but around the world.
Wow.
As our channel is watched, it's the only cable and satellite TV channel which runs for 24 hours. We have got our own channel, plus we show it on 5 IPTV boxes, all social media sites. So all over the world, people watch our programs.
That's really great.
So with that note, we'll be signing off, saying goodbye, good night, adios, and God bless Canada.
Bye.
Bye.